Hey there guys, so we're going to dive straight into this video here. We're going to be talking about this new upcoming slasher film, which looks really awesome. It's garnering a lot of high expectations, a lot of praise. A lot of people are looking very excited for this movie coming out. It's kind of popped out of nowhere, but let's dive in and have a look and see what this movie is all about. So, a chilling twist on the slasher genre. This movie is called Inner Violent Nature, and obviously we're going to be taking a look at the trailer. So, online now, the first full trailer for Chris Nash acclaimed horror. Inner Violent Nature offers a chilling new perspective on the slasher genre, putting viewers in the killer's shoes. So that sounds pretty cool, changing it around, instead of it being, from the perspective of the actual victims, like we see in Friday the 13th, like we see in Scream, all those kind of different kind of horror movies. Obviously, most of the movie is done from the victim's perspective, but if this movie is going to flip it on its head, have a slasher movie, but it's going to be from the perspective of the killer instead, that's kind of unique, something a little bit different, so we'll have to see how they do their take on that. But let's go down, keep reading, and see what we can learn. So, writer-director Chris Nash latest horror venture, Inner Violent Nature, takes center stage with its newly released full trailer. Promising an intense ride through the depths of terror, the film thrust viewers into the heart-pounding chaos of an unstoppable masked maniac on a ruthless spree of murder amidst an idyllic, remote backdrop. So it sounds very, very similar in nature, no pun intended, to the Friday the 13th movies. We have a masked killer roaming around in the woods, chopping, slicing, hacking people up, all that kind of good stuff. Like I say, it harkens back to the kind of 90s cheesy slasher movies, but I love those kind of movies. They're just simple premise, get a masked killer, give him some sort of weapon, and just let him go ham on all the victims, and let's have some gruesome kills, let's have a fun time. We don't need any Shakespeare or, highfalutin dialogue, just some crazy kills, and that's pretty much all we're looking for from these kind of movies. So, while initial impressions might draw comparisons to classic horror tropes, particularly the iconic Friday the 13th, that's funny because we were just exactly talking about that. Nash's film offers a compelling twist by shifting the narrative lens to the perspective of the killer. Inner Violent Nature injects new life into the slasher genre. Yeah, like I said from the beginning, if they can flip it on its head and show us the perspective from the killer, the story from the killer's perspective rather than the actual victims themselves, then that is something a little bit different, a little bit unique. I'm not sure if we have seen that in the slasher genre, but that's something different. It's piqued my interest. Kind of a new slasher movie piques my interest anyway, but from the perspective of the killer, I think that's something really cool, something really different, and I think you guys might enjoy that. So the teaser tantalizes with glimpses of Johnny, a character invoking echoes of Friday's infamous Jason Voorhees, emerging from his grave with a singular mission, reclaiming a locket taken by unsuspecting vacationers. As the trailer unfolds, audiences are treated to a chilling sequence of the undead monster methodically dispatching his victims, all while casually strolling through the serene woods. Casually dispatching people, I like that. Just like a slash here, a slash there, a whack hit, just casual, just a casual day for the killer, it's all good. But yeah, so it's pretty much a mimic of Friday the 13th, but from the perspective of the killer, like we've already said, but I'm here for it, it sounds good. So, prepare for a journey into darkness. Inner Violent Nature's promises to deliver a fresh and exhilarating take on horror's most enduring themes. So, we have a quote here. One of the biggest challenges was trying to figure out how much information is necessary to tell the story, Nash explains to EW, Nash, the director. Fortunately, the slasher genre has a lot of recognizable tropes that I could rely on filling in the blanks that we couldn't touch on without straying too far from our stylistic conceit. I owe an unfathomable amount of debt to all the Friday the 13th, The Burning, My Bloody Valentine, really the entire slasher genre. They laid the foundation for our film. The aim was to have Johnny imbued with elements that would make him feel iconic, mythic, and familiar, as a way to tap into the feeling I got while watching slasher films as a kid. So yeah, the director makes no qualms about it, he doesn't hide it. He's banking on the tropes that have been laid down in countless horror movies and slasher movies, leading back from the 80s, the 90s, all the way up to the present. He's using those tropes to filling the character of this Johnny character here. He comes back to life and he's trying to pursuing his victims to get back a locket that has some sentimental meaning to the killer. And like he says, he's filling in the blanks with the tropes that have been laid down by the slasher genre, and he makes no qualms about it. I think that's perfectly fine. As long as you do the tropes justice, you put your own unique spin on it, and you give the audience something a little bit unique, fresh, maybe that we haven't seen before, and it seems like they're doing that. So I have no problems with that whatsoever. In a Violent Nature garners critical acclaim, achieves 93% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Like I said at the beginning of the video, guys, like, people are really hyping and really impressed with what this movie's done so far. 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's a pretty incredible score for like a low budget slasher of this nature, a Friday the 13th kind of mimic or ripoff, if you want to go that far to call it that. But 93%, that's really, really impressive. So amidst mounting anticipation, In a Violent Nature surges to acclaim, boasting a stellar 93% on Rotten Tomatoes with 28 reviews tallied. That was when this article was written, sorry. It could be more now, it could be less, we'll have to see. As the buzz intensifies, don't miss out on experiencing the gripping trailer and captivating poster below. Share your thoughts and reactions with us in the comment section as the excitement continues to build. Obviously, we've been playing the trailer along as we've been talking about the movie, so we don't need to watch the trailer in its entirety. We've been playing it as we go along, so we've checked out the clips. It looks pretty damn cool. I think the mask of the killer and the design looks pretty cool. We have the poster here, but we see it from the kind of the back side of the killer rather than the front. So In a Violent Nature, he's got these two kind of big meat hooks here. He's standing kind of in this open, kind of looks like a lake district, almost. We've got these kind of forest area in the background, and then he's kind of just stood in this open field. We got the sunset, and it looks like he's got this kind of brown bag on his head almost. We don't really see what his mask looks like, and the tagline reads, "Nature is unforgiven." So I kind of like that. In a Violent Nature, nature is unforgiven. That's a pretty cool poster in my opinion. I really do like that. So from IFC Films, here's Johnny, an undead evil that stalks his unsuspecting prey. In Chris Nash, In a Violent Nature, one-of-a-kind blend of atmospheric dread, inventive brutality. Watch the new unrelated trailer. Obviously, like I said, we've been playing parts of the trailer over this video while we've been talking about it. So, and then we just have the trailer down here. And the official synopsis for the movie reads this. When a locket is removed from a collapsed fire tower, a vengeful spirit spurred on by a horrific 60-year-old crime, his body is resurrected and he becomes hell-bent on retrieving it. So, dead guy, his locket gets stolen, he comes back to life to retrieve his locket. Pretty straightforward. The undead golem hones in on a group of vacationing teens responsible for the theft and proceeds to methodically slaughter them one by one in his mission to get it back, along with anyone in his way. So yeah, there's this locket. He's obviously got some sentimental attachment. It gets stolen. His body gets resurrected. He comes back to life as this kind of Jason Voorhees type character. And he's going to dispatch with all of his victims and try to get the locket back. What happens when he does get the locket back? Does he then go back to being dead? Or does he get fully resurrected into a person? Like, what actually happens? I'm sure the movie will delve into that and tell us. So the film stars these people. I'm not going to try and read it because I'll butcher their names. IFC Films will release In a Violent Nature exclusively in theaters on May 31st. Do you plan on catching this one on the big screen? So there you go, guys. It's not actually on streaming as well. It's coming out in the movie theaters, which is great. So mark your calendar. The end of May. This movie looks really great. From the footage that we've been looking at while we've been talking about this movie, I think it looks compelling. Yeah, you could say it's a rip-off of, you know, Friday the 13th. It's got countless horror tropes. But who cares? As long as it's done well and it's something a little bit different, a little bit unique, I'm all down for it. Good kills, fun kills, you know, just turn your brain off, have a bit of fun with some horror tropes. I think it looks great. But guys, jump into the comment section, let me know what you think about this In a Violent Nature, an upcoming kind of low budget horror movie that, you know, takes on the tropes of the slasher genre and, you know, kind of Jason Voorhees-isms of the horror genre as well. Let me know what you think about this, post it in the comment section. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. And thank you so much for watching.